Hello, my name is Daniel Roberts. I'm Director of Silver Archiving here at the Liang Yi Museum. And today we are taking a look at this incredible matched pair of candelabra by renowned silversmith William Cripps. The first one dates to 1750 and the second one dates to 1760, um, which indicates to us that the original owner probably would have gone back to William Cripps to commission the second one, perhaps when he was a little bit more prosperous. William Cripps himself was apprenticed to David Willome, the famous Huguenot silversmith, and he gained his freedom in 1731. So these were made well into his career. And by that point, he had become renowned for his Rococo pieces. Rococo designs first emanated from Rome in the 1680s and made their way across Europe, where they were wholesomely embraced by the French court. Now, around that time, there was something called the Edict of Nantes, which basically made it very difficult for some French people to continue living in France, and a huge number of French people emigrated to London, taking with them a vast repository of design and amazing craftsmanship techniques. To that point in London, the silversmithing industry had remained somewhat plain and utilitarian in form. But with this new influx of immigrants, they shook the whole lot up. And there was a great interest in luxurious objects designed by these Huguenot refugees. And as a result, they passed their craftsmanship down to their apprentices. So you can imagine, in a normal industry, things normally go from father to son or mother to daughter. But with silversmithing, with the strict confines of the apprenticeship system, which would have been like about 7 years or so, at least within individual families, these apprenticeships often ended up being much more like partnerships in a way. So their techniques followed on for generations afterwards in line from master to apprentice. We don't know who originally owned these pieces, unfortunately, but what we can tell is that they're obviously extremely high quality, number one. And number two, we can imagine what a wealthy person in London at the time might have looked like. So these were made to sit on a table, probably a dining table. They were probably owned by a wealthy merchant, and we can imagine what their costumes would have looked like when they were sitting around the table, and we can also imagine what they might have been talking about as well. We are very fortunate to know a little bit more about their later lives. They once formed part of the collection of Asher Werthemeyer, the famous London art dealer. And amongst his many interesting points, he also was great friends of an up-and-coming portrait artist called John Singer Sargent. Singer Sargent went on to be the most well-renowned and well-respected portrait artist of his day. We know that Singer Sargent dined at the Werthemeyer's house on many, many occasions. And think we can say without too much doubt that Singer Sargent would actually have known these particular pieces quite well. Where Mr. Werthemeyer actually commissioned 12 paintings from Singer Sargent in the end, and in his will, he left 9 of them to the nation, and they're now in the National Gallery in London. After Mrs. Werthemeyer died in 1924, these pieces were sold at Christie's, and they were bought by a renowned London art dealer. So they entered the market then. We don't exactly know what happened to them afterwards, but they were acquired by the museum in 2004.